Welcome into the Damon Bruce Show. It's great to have you here today. The Denver Nuggets are about to be champions of the NBA. There really isn't any doubt in my mind. All due respect to the Miami Heat, who I think finish off the Boston Celtics tonight, the Denver Nuggets have been the best NBA team all season, all postseason, and it doesn't look like anyone is going to be standing in their way. Unfortunately, I know the biggest Denver Nuggets fan in the world, Mr. McBride, the official brother of the Damon Bruce Show, but we have been having trouble connecting, and he is not going to be making his Plus debut today, unfortunately. I'm sure the problem was on my end. Again, the IT department's not here. I probably sent the wrong link. I probably screwed it all up. Unfortunately, McBride will not be joining us today, but will be soon. We will troubleshoot this, and we will get him on because he's like the only Denver Nuggets fan I actually know. So it'd be good to talk to him. But look, man, Jokic, Murray, Aaron Gordon, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Michael Porter Jr., like these guys are a team. They just fit so well together. And the secret ingredients for the Nuggets has been patience. There was a lot of different zigs and zags in the road that they might have taken, but they didn't. They stuck with the plan. They were patient through a bad injury to Murray, and I think they're about to be rewarded for all of that. I saw yesterday, and all that I've read about them, that Malone is the longest tenured coach in the NBA without having won a championship with that team. That means they're patient, and I think their patience is about to pay off. Now, I got a ton of respect for Miami Heat and Eric Spoelstra, and they could still absolutely be heard from. But to me, the Nuggets, they officially got that look, that seven-man rotation last night. You want to talk about starters giving it the office? Here are the minutes that Denver's starters logged last night. 41, 41, 45, 43, and 39. If Steve Kerr ever asked that of the current state of the Golden State Warriors, you'd have 5 dead Golden State Warriors at the end of the game. So it is their first finals in franchise history, and again, a terrible shame that McBride cannot join us today. I'm sure it was my fault. I saw some very interesting stats about how sweeping could happen, tonight if Miami handles its business, and I'd be surprised if they didn't handle their business over the Boston Celtics, who basically laid down, gave up, and died in Game 3. The NBA Eastern and Western Conference Finals have never had both winners sweep in the same year. The closest we've ever come is the 2016-17 season when the Warriors swept the Spurs. That's when Zaza got underneath Kawhi. And the Cavaliers went on to beat the Celtics 4-1. We won't talk about what happened in the NBA Finals there. But the odds that the Heat and Nuggets combined sweeps before each of their series started was 520-1. So we're watching something rare happen tonight if indeed the Miami Heat sweep the Boston Celtics, which I think they will because they just played without poise, without pride, and they're tough to believe in right now. Again, very sorry that we cannot get the very sorry that we cannot get in McBride today. That stinks, and I also need to let you know that we're not going to get in Club Plus today, because I'm going to head down to 49ers OTA. This is going to be a short one this afternoon because I'm going to go down there, put my eyes on the football team, and we'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow. Let's see. What do we got? Damon with GPS sound. What is this? What is this? Hold on. What do we got? Is everyone having trouble seeing anything? We reset up some things. Hopefully there is no problem. Somebody said streaming in 1080p limits and kills your mobile audience. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I don't know if Jillian knew that, but I hope everything is working. I really do. If it doesn't, we're not going to have a very long show today, so it shouldn't bother you for very long. I want to, of course, thank our sponsors. This guy right here, Ike's. Ike's is fantastic. It's the best sandwich you're going to eat all day, all week, all month, all year. If you haven't tried one, there is one near you. And if there isn't one near you, there is one coming near you eventually. I can promise you that. Everyone's saying I got no problems. The video's awesome. Good. Sorry if you're having trouble streaming on mobile. We're doing the best we can over here, especially with the IT department out today. So thanks so much to Ike's. Go get yourself an Ike's sandwich. The best sandwich you're going to get. They have something for your taste in that store. I promise you. You're going to find a sandwich you like at Ike's. And since we're not going to have Club Plus, Let me just tell you about my good friends at Black and Whiskey, baby. It is absolutely delicious. You're going to want to go ahead and pick yourself up a bottle, whether you're sipping neat, whether you got a rock in there, whether you're making cocktails. Black and Whiskey is phenomenal. You're going to love it. Trust Uncle Damon. He knows what he's talking about in the sandwich and the whiskey departments. So, again, sorry the show's not nearly as blackened as I wanted it to be because McBride can't be here today. But we do need to talk about one last time, the Glen Kuiper situation. Because, if you wanted Glen fired, congratulations, you got your wish. If you feel that racism has now been solved, congratulations. I don't think there was any attempt at overt racism by Glen Kuiper. I think he misspoke. I know a lot of people reject that when I say that on Twitter. And they say, well, how do you misspeak that word? How do you misspeak any word? There's some words people can't say, and it's not like the word he's tripping over is the ultra-offensive one. He trips over the word Negro. I joked around he shouldn't order any Negronis. He shouldn't root for Vinny Del Negro anytime soon. Shouldn't order Negro Modelos. Just stay away from that word. Unfortunately, though, man, Glen, look, he made a colossal error, and it's one that he apologized for. I thought that the apology being accepted, number one, by the curator of the Negro Baseball Museum was, carried some weight. I thought that working with Dave Stewart for all those years and Dave Stewart saying, I know that this man doesn't harbor those feelings, would have carried some weight. But obviously the A's, NBC, California, Sports Bay Area, Comcast, whatever the hell they're called now, said he's got to go. I feel bad for the guy. A lot of people who say that this is a victory for, better treatment and equal rights and better discourse, I think you're off-placed. I really do. It's definitely not the first time he said that word, crowd. Look, it's not the first time any of us have used that word. That song is in movies. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on. I think I see him. Mr. McBride?
I don't think you heard. I don't think you said that.
Is it happening? Talk to me, baby. Can you hear me?
Yes, it is.
Oh, my God. It is happening. Dude, I was just talking about what happened with Glen Kuiper. The A's actually fired him for saying the word that shall not be used, and rightfully so. He should have been suspended. He should have gone to, sensitivity training and all that stuff. But I do think that there was a path back, but of course there is no forgiveness these days, and he is gone. But look, I didn't even want to bring you in to talk about that. I wanted to bring you in to talk about your Denver Nuggets, baby.
Hey, it's a long time. We've been waiting for a long time. I mean, we go back to the ABA and David Thompson and some of those other NBA teams that the Nuggets, Alex English or Dan Issel, some of those great teams. And on a day where Carmelo Anthony retired, the Nuggets beat his best friend to get to the NBA Finals. The city is absolutely electric around here, D. Bruce. I mean, when we talk, the rankings of Denver sports, of course, the Broncos are way up here, but the Nuggets are high on that list. And what they've pulled off for the past, the past few years and building this team, people are excited and think they really have a shot to bring a title home.
By the way, man, I love the symmetry that you framed this as. The day that Carmelo retires is the day they qualify for their first ever NBA Finals. I hadn't even thought of that, and that's why I'm glad you're here today, man. And
Jokic and Melo wore the same number. So the hard part is going to be if you retire Melo's number, is Jokic going to be the one that can wear it? But we're not really worried about that right now.
Here's the deal, man. Now, dude, that's Jokic. If they win a championship this year, which I think they're about to, I don't think there's any stopping them. I don't care if the Celtics come roaring back or the Heat greet them there, and Jimmy Buckets has just been awesome. But what the Nuggets got is the most legit basketball team in the league all year. I mean, they were the best team all regular season. They've been the best team all postseason. And that number is now the number of Jokic. With all due respect to Carmelo Anthony, no MVPs and no championship that I think he's about to put in the trophy. That's Jokic's number now.
I totally understand that, and I agree. with you because of what Jokic is going to accomplish. But let's not take anything away from Carmelo Anthony. When he was drafted by the Nuggets were the 6 years before he was drafted, the Nuggets were, I think, 200 and 437. That's what their record. We had a couple lean years, an 11-win season, a 15-win season. Carmelo comes here and gets us into the playoffs, and for 8 years we're in the playoffs because of him every single year. So
he's a great player, man. Everyone who wants to just point at him and say no rings doesn't know what they're looking at, doesn't know what they're talking about. The man is in the top 10 leading scorers in the history of the league, for goodness sakes. And I'll tell you, you had to see him in person to appreciate him, how big and smooth, all 3-level scorer that he was. He was incredible. What I love about this Denver Nuggets team is they're an actual team. It's not one guy. I know there's been a lot of focus on the two-man game between Murray and Jokic, and it's been special, but the way that these pieces fit together is really, it's pretty perfect. And I love the fact that this team was built with patience, which is the number one missing ingredient in sports these days. If it doesn't work halfway through a season, everyone wants to blow up everything. They were patient with the development of Gordon, of Porter, through injuries. Certainly Jamal Murray's injury was a huge test of that patience. I think it's about to pay off, man.
Well, when you look at the team and you talk about those injuries, the last time the Nuggets were in the Western Conference Finals, they lost to the Lakers. Jamal Murray was on that team. The last 2 seasons he sat out because of that knee. We all thought he was healthy enough to play last year, and I'm kind of glad he didn't because he knew he wasn't, right. So he comes in this year, and the Nuggets have played nothing but spectacular team basketball the entire year, and that's why they're successful. Yes, you have probably the best player in the league right now. Yes, you have an assassin at the 2-guard spot. Yes, you have a full assortment of complementary players, but the most important thing about these Denver Nuggets and this team, and I think what has really kind of elevated them to where they're at right now, is that they all love each other. They all love being on this team. They're all friends. They're all supportive. I mean, you have Michael Porter Jr., who is going to be considered and getting max money, and sometimes he doesn't play in the fourth quarter, right? And he's okay with that. And so, I think everyone has adopted that mindset of there's a bigger goal, there's something bigger. We're not just trying to make it to the Western Conference Finals. This team really wants to win it, and they want to win it in convincing fashion. And I think they feel they've been disrespected all season long, not talked about nearly enough, and they're ready.
Here's the thing, man. You guys, I think you're about to do it. I think you deserve it. Patient fan base who's been waiting all these years just to get to the NBA Finals. Now you're in it. That place is going to be just unhinged in those games when it happens. And I'll tell you what, this makes up for the Avs collapsing on you, Chris Bryant not working out, Russell Wilson not working out. So there you go. This is the one thing that you actually get.
You're right. I mean, it doesn't surprise me when we talk about the Rockies and them just throwing money at somebody. It hasn't never worked. Chris Bryant is just another player in the long line of people who we brought in here that just hasn't worked for this team. The Avs, I think Nassim Kadri, them letting him go was what really undid them, because if you look at their run last year, when they were down and couldn't score, he always had scored big goals. And they let him go. They should have paid him.
And let's get this right. I don't want to lump you in as a Broncos fan because you're a Niners fan.
That's right. That's right, baby. I'll be at week 11 this year. We staying at the Bruce household. You're going to
be right here. We're going to do a show like this right here. Boom.
I already got the tickets already ready to go. I told myself I'm going to try to make a home game and an away game from now on, just because I deserve it. I've worked hard enough in my life that I deserve those kind of things. So I'm going to definitely do that. So I'm looking for a road game to go to this year too. But, I can't wait to be out there, especially you and the family and just being able to hang with my guy again, just to be reminiscent of our days at ESPN. And
we're overdue.
And just let me say this, because I haven't been able to really tap in with you since you started this journey. I am amazingly proud of you, man, and seeing that you doing this, and people really get to see who you are, because the radio kind of it handicaps you. We know D. Bruce, but now we can see who D. Bruce really is. People are going to be able to see how dope you are as a person, and I think it's just going to, drive you to even bigger heights than you've ever been to. So I'm super excited for my brother from another mother, my light-skinned brother, as I like to call him. Looking forward to seeing, nothing but super success out of you for the years to come, man.
Thank you,
like
man.
I said, I'm so
I
happy.
appreciate that. And it means a lot on a day where I'm sort of defending a guy who used the N-word on the air. So thank you very much.
Well, I would, he tapped in.
He fucked up.
His black friends, I guess, and thought he was at a conversation with them. Look, this is 2023. You can't make that mistake.
No, you can't.
There's no coming back from that. The hard R and Negro sounds totally different when you use that. So, look, hopefully he lands on his feet, and I don't think he should be banned. People make mistakes all the time. He's never really done anything like this before, and doesn't seem to be, racist, but people say stupid stuff all the time, man. And that, some people are just brought up like that. They don't know anything.
And what drives me nuts is the people who want to point it out and say, this is an example that needs to be tamped down. And then you see what like Ron DeSantis is doing in Florida, basically saying you can't come here and study any sorts of elements of African history or black education. That to me is a billion times more offensive and damaging than Glen Kuiper's slip of the tongue. So, stop tweeting about an A's broadcast, which no one even saw, and start tweeting about like real problems that are out there. And this is the shit that you and I have always talked about openly and honestly, and we will do more than that when you're here. We can't wait to see you, man. I'm running down to 49ers OTAs. I didn't think you were going to join us here. Somebody, by the way, the people who have been listening to my show for years, who have heard you for years, number one, they miss the intro song, but I can't play it on YouTube. Number two, they say you really don't look as Irish as they thought that you would.
Well, I'm Black Irish, so
there you go.
There we go.
And number three, they said it's so good to finally see you. The beard is righteous, and you are a good man. And I can't wait to talk about all of the things that you have done in your community. I mean, it's unbelievable. This man puts more backpacks on the backs of children going to school and has done more to keep kids in after-school programs, and then fallen into some bad habits. And this is a special person that we're talking to right here.
Oh, man, I appreciate that.
And as a Nuggets fan, you actually get to go to the NBA Finals. But when you're out here, you're cooking me and the whole family breakfast because
that's right,
we
man.
do remember that bet.
I did lose a bet, and I'm looking forward to it. I was going to just buy the whole staff breakfast when you were at the station. Since I didn't make it out there, I was just going to find a restaurant out there and then get them to deliver it, just buy it. But now I get to kind of, meet the kids and reacquaint myself with Jillian, who's always been wonderful. Like,
look, really... by the way, she's tapping in from work today. McBride, she's excited to see you. So there it is, baby.
You really are playing the game over your head when you got that one, man.
No kidding.
Sure.
No kidding.
So, looking forward to just seeing you, man, and just reconnecting with you. We've been through so much. Our careers have taken. I was in the sports game like you, and I don't know what happened to me, man. Like I just got, I don't
look
know.
At it this way.
I just got sidetracked.
You're doing something that is going to leave a mark on this world. I'm sitting here talking about scores. That. So come on, man.
I in all seriousness, I've been working, doing this for the last 10 years. I've lost 16 kids to violence on the street, and that's never easy. And I've been blessed to have such a great life and to be able to do some of the things that I just want to do. Money's not an issue for me anymore, and just being able to just share that blessing with my entire community that I grew up in, and helping kids get to better places mentally and in their lives. It just really, I think that's what my calling is, and just to be able to do that on a daily basis and put smiles on people's faces. I'm actually in a school right now. We have Nick Ferguson from the Broncos and Chris Brewer from the Broncos in,
Very
and they're
cool.
speaking with the kids.
Very cool.
Just to give you a little preview of that, and so just to be able to do stuff like that, and I really enjoy it too. So it's a great thing.
Dude, you are a great man. It was great catching up with you today. It's great everyone gets to finally see you, and we can't wait till you're out here, man. It's going to be a really, really good time. And, dude, go Nuggets. I'm rooting for you the whole way through. I really am.
Go Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? Nuggets in 5. I don't care who we play. Nuggets in 5, baby.
There he is.
Nuggets in 5.
McBride. Spicy. I like it. Take care, man.
All right, baby.
There he is. The man, the myth, the legend himself. I didn't think he was going to make it in here today. We did it. Jillian, be proud. The IT department did it. That was awesome. That guy is fantastic. And look, the only thing I can tell you about the world is we live in an unforgiving world. It's crazy. Did Glenn really, really screw up? Yeah, he really, really, really screwed up, and I really believe that he really feels terrible about it. I really do. Again, it's easy to hate someone you don't know, you don't like, haven't met. I've known the guy, I've met the guy, I like the guy, and I feel sorry for the situation that he and his mistake put himself in. But, man, there was something that I think that could have been done to not end a career that, again, how did he fool the entire city of Oakland for 20 years? I think that would be hard to do. Don't you? Let's talk about one thing that is an element of forgiveness, because I talked about this, a subject that a lot of people would tap dance around but not go waltzing into like I did. But when the Dodgers canceled the appearance of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence for their Pride Night, I went off on the Dodgers. And rightfully so. That is an offensive thing to cave to a whole bunch of conservative Catholic groups that said, oh, no, we'll take all these gays and queers, but not that level of gay and queer, so that can't happen. And the Dodgers made a huge mistake, and they disinvited the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. There was a big blowback, and guess what the Dodgers did? They asked for their forgiveness, re-invited them. The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence accepted that apology and will be participating in Pride Night down in L.A. That, to me, is a story of a mistake being made, an apology being offered, redemption, and not getting caught up in a moment of bigotry or a moment of poor judgment now defines who you are forever. So, congratulations to all involved. I'm glad the Dodgers came to their senses, and I'm glad that the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence look like the adults in the room through the entire way through. Keep calm and carry on. Again, I got to get down to OTAs. This was a fun one today, a quick one today. Never Go Full Jeff enjoyed that one, saying that was dope. Always been a fun, smart listen whenever he was on your show. That guy is a real human being in a world of absolute fake images and nonsense. That is a real human being, and the only thing I can tell you about McBride is that his interior Madden defense is suspect, and you can crush him with fullback belly dives all day long. Believe me, I used to. Real quick on the baseball front, Giants won again last night. They opened their 7-game road trip with a win over the Twins. Giants played at every single run they needed in that first inning, highlighted by a 3-run homer for Michael Conforto. Sean Manaea had his best outing since putting on a Giants uniform, 8 Ks over 3 1/3 after Bribia opened the game for the Giants. So it just looks like as we're starting to move out of May, getting closer to June, the Giants are kind of starting to come together and figure it out. And if they win again tonight in Minnesota, they will be a 500 team. Scott Alexander picked up his first save of the season. It was a night off for Camilo Duvall. They've won 6 of their last 7. So the Giants have become a watchable team with a pretty good bullpen all of a sudden. Tonight, they're going to have Alex Cobb going against Sonny Gray. A's fans remember that name, of course. Sonny Gray is 4-0 with a 1.64 ERA, but he's winless since April 30th. Alex Cobb is the best story that the Giants got going from a pitching standpoint this year. He's 3-1 with a 1.94, coming off one of his shakier outings of the year, his shortest outing of the year. So we'll see how he looks tonight in Minnesota. The only thing I can tell you about the A's is that I'll be nice enough to continue to tell you what they're doing, but I don't even know why. Why should I try when they're not trying? And it's not the team's fault. They are going into gunfights with sporks, not even a knife. They lost again, 11-2 in Seattle last night. If they lose tonight, they will be 30 games under 500. Again, we are not even in the final week of May. That's pathetic, but that was the plan. Their run differential is minus 177. That is 103 runs worse than the second worst run differential. If you sent a college team to play, about 50 baseball games, they probably wouldn't be 177 games under 500. That is, or 177 runs, I should say, to the deficit in a run deficit. That's deplorable. And as always, we have to say, fuck John Fisher. I have a couple more stories that I'm going to have to postpone to tomorrow because I'm supposed to be in Santa Clara at 12:30, and right now it's almost 11:30, and it takes about an hour to drive down there. So I got to get going, but I want to leave you with this because Broomhilda season showed up to the Lakers, and I know that LeBron floated a thought bubble of retirement. A lot of people are upset about that because he's stealing sunshine. What he's doing is he's changing the subject from he got swept, but man, he was spectacular in the sweep. He really was. LeBron, the teammates are the problem, not LeBron. Here is what is the most amazing thing, because we have what could possibly be sports' first ever Broomhilda season. Last night, the Panthers picked up a win in the NHL's Eastern Conference Finals, and every series is now on the brink or nearly there when it comes to sweeping. The Nuggets swept the Lakers 4-0. The Heat can sweep the Celtics tonight 4-0. The Panthers lead the Hurricanes 3-0. The Golden Knights, they lead the Stars 2-0, so they got to win 2 more games. But everybody is kind of sitting on a sweep. The odds of all 4 teams currently leading their respective conference finals sweeping the series was 88,000 to 1. 88,000 to 1. So if it happens all the way around, it is Broomhilda season. Broomhilda, she showed up to date the Lakers last night. She got on what are those private jets that you book? A net jet. And she's on her way to South Beach because Broomhilda might be needed tonight in South Beach to party with the Boston Celtics. So there you go. Like I said, it is a short show today. Appreciate you all stopping by. I told you that we weren't going to have McBride. Then out of nowhere, we did have McBride. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you very much for tuning in. No Club Plus today because I got to go to work. Kinda. I got to take a drive and watch football practice. Work. Thank you so much for tuning in. All of you have been awesome. I'm sorry I didn't have time to get to your comments. You loved the McBride appearance. Equal parts sympathy and outrage over the Glen Kuiper situation. It's a crazy world out there. Thank you for being a part of this world here. It means an awful lot to me and my family. So we don't have any Club Plus for you today, but I wanted to show you this. Jack made a ladybug at school yesterday, and I said, why is the ladybug so angry? And he says, well, it's a man ladybug, and guy ladybugs probably get angrier faster than lady ladybugs. He's 3.5 years old, and he came up with all of that himself. So there you go. I thought this was a pepperoni pizza with olives on it when I looked at it, but no, ladybug. There it is. So no Club Plus, but you got a ladybug. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to Ike's. Thanks to Blackened Whiskey. Thanks to the official brother for stopping on by. Please do remember that sports don't build character. They reveal it. And like that, he's gone.